Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I want to do an autumnal look. I don't think I've really done ones yet for this time of year, but I really want to play around with the BellaIzzy palette again and actually maybe use kind of both of them in conjunction, so the Fall in Love and the Fall in Love 2 palette. However, I'm undecided of which colour to do. Either I want to do some kind of berry look featuring this palette, or I quite like the idea of using the yellow, kind of the orangey and the green in here and combine it with the kind of yellowy orange in here and create some kind of look that way. So I think I'm going to do two looks in this video just because I can't decide which one I really want to do first. So if you're interested in seeing the two looks, then please keep on watching. So my eyes are already primed. I use the Lily Eye primer as always, and I'm going to go in the kind of browny yellowy shade first on a fluffy brush and kind of blend this into the crease and buff it out to act as my transition shade. And then going to take the green shade on my Lily Lolo crease brush and pop this through the crease to begin with on a fluffy brush. Now I did find these two colour combinations took a while to kind of blend and stuff like that. The shadows by themselves blend really nicely, but I don't know, these two colours probably didn't work particularly well together as I thought they would in my head, so it did take a lot of going back and forth and blending and stuff like that, but I was happy with the end result. So it just takes a lot more blending than using them by themselves with these two shades. So I also took some of that green just on a flat brush just to pack it onto the outer portion of the lid. Then I'm going to dip into the shimmer version of that first shade we took and pack it right into the inner corner. And I'm not using this wet, this is on a dry flat brush, and it looks absolutely amazing on the eyes, and as you can see, very pigmented and stuff like that, so it's a very beautiful colour. And just, yeah, popping this in the inner third of my eye. I'm just going back in with some more of that green just to kind of blend those two colours together. So I'm moving on to the original Fall in Love palette, taking the darkest shade from it, and I'm using it on a little brush just to deepen up the very outer corners of my lids. And just going with a fluffy brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Then I'm taking the white shade from that first palette and using this to highlight my brow bone, and also helps blend out the colour a bit further. Then I'm going back in with a green shade and running this along my lower lash line. And taking the dark shade again, but on a very small pencil brush, and just run this along the lower lash line, but mainly focusing it on the outer portion of the lower lash line. Then from the first Fall in Love palette, I'm taking that yellowy orangey shade from it, and I'm using this to pop into the inner corner and onto the inner section of the lower lash line as well. And I decided to take a bit more of that shimmery kind of yellowy orange shade, brown shade, just to pop in the inner corner again. And I just added some mascara. And then to pair with this for lips, I'm taking the Dose of Colours liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle, I believe it's called. So it's just a nice brown tone nude, which I thought worked well with this eye look. And that is look number 1 complete. So on to look number 2. From the Fall in Love palette, I'm taking that first kind of really light pink shade and buffing it into the crease with a fluffy brush again, to act as my transition shade for this look. Then I'm going in with the next kind of pinky toned salmon shade on the Lily Lolo brush again, and just popping this again through the crease to kind of build up my transition area. I'm just using that first shade just to buff that second shade out. Then I'm taking the berry toned matte shade in this palette on a small brush, and I'm popping this onto the outer portion of the lid, and then I kind of bring it through the crease, and I also then pop it into the inner section of the lid. So I wanted to create like a halo spotlight eye with this look. So I'm leaving a slight gap in the centre for the shade that I'm going to pop there. I'm just taking a fluffy brush just to make sure everything is blended. And then for this middle section, I'm taking the shimmer berry tone shade, which I thought was absolutely stunning, and I love this shade a lot, and I just popped it into that inner section or the middle section of the lid. But yeah, I thought it was an absolutely beautiful shade. And just to add a bit of dimension to the eye, I then take the shimmery shade, the very light shimmery shade from the Fall in Love 2 palette, and pop it right on the centre portion of the lid, just to create a kind of more dimension to the eye. And I also pop that shade in the inner portion of the lid eye as well. So I'm taking the berry tone shade first. I'm running along the lower lash line, focusing mainly on the outer and inner portion. I'm going to kind of recreate what I did on the lid portion to the lower lash line. So pretty much taking the same steps minus the 2 transition shades. So yeah, the berry tone first, then the shimmer berry tone in the centre, and then I top it off by popping the really light pink shimmer shade right in the centre. And then finish off mascara, and then for lips I'm taking this Gosh lipstick. I believe it's in the shade Bloom, but I'll have to double check that and pop it in the description box for you. But it's very much is a colour that matches the eyeshadows, the berry tone eyeshadow. It's a very beautiful look, and this is look number 2 complete. Okay, so those were my 2 looks using the BellaIzzy palettes. Admittedly, the second look, I only really used one shade from the Fall in Love palette, but I just really wanted to play with the berry tones in the Fall in Love 2 palette. And yeah, so I really love both looks. I'm glad I did both because I was toying up between the greens and the berries, and I think they're very different looks, obviously, because they're different colours, and yeah, very different fun. The first one was a bit more, I guess, grungier on the eyes, darker. This is very monochromatic and fun and a bit more vibrant, but both very appropriate for fall season, obviously, hence why they're both in the Fall in Love palette from BellaIzzy. So yeah, I still stand by these really nice palettes, so inexpensive from BellaIzzy, and they're really good. So yep, I'm very pleased with the 2 looks that I came up with. I think they're a lot of fun, and yeah, perfect for this time of year. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Leave any requests for future videos down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Oh, and let me know which other 2 looks you prefer as well.